Hey everyone, so I didn't have time to film an intro, otherwise I would have been late for work, so I just jumped right in. I'm starting off by prepping my face. I'm about to put on lip balm now, but what I was using at first was Lush's Aroma Toner Water Spray. It's got rose and lavender in it, and it really helps even out my skin tone, which is what I need right now. Then I'm going in with this really nice moisturizer from France. My BFF Mariah got it for me when she was visiting there, and I'll link it down below. I can't even read what's on the packaging, but the company will probably have it online. It smells really chocolatey, which I thought I wouldn't like, but I ended up really liking it. And it makes my skin feel really, really nice and smooth, so that's good. So I'm just taking this little sample of like a Victoria's Secret face primer that I have. I don't really believe in primers, but I put it on because, well, it does kind of give me like a little bit of a glow, but I put it on because I had a lot of like bumps on my skin from all the blemishes, and I thought it would help even that out, which it didn't. So my belief that primers are pointless persists. So I'm just mixing two shades of voluminous foundation right now, mixing it on the back of my hand with my Real Techniques sponge. And I'm using that damp as always. You got to use that sponge damp or else it'll soak up all your products. Plus, when you use it damp, it kind of helps make the foundation more luminous. So I'm just patting that all over my face. This eye look is going to be like a metallic sunset look. I really liked the way it came out, but of course I was rushing to work, so I didn't have time to take a good picture of it. I'll just have to redo this as a tutorial, but for now, this will do. Getting up and going somewhere. Okay, I'm back. I'm adding green concealer. The one I'm holding is by Chanel, but Chanel's a huge offender in terms of animal cruelty and testing their products on animals, so one that I'd recommend to you is by NYX. It's drugstore price. It works great. I just have this one because, I'm just using this one because I have it and I'm trying to get rid of it. So I decided that the consistency wasn't good for whatever bump blemishy thing I had on my chin. So I was just going in with my Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, which worked better, but wasn't perfect, as you'll see, because I make a face right now. See, there's my face. Um, so then I'm just wiping the remainder underneath my eyes because I always conceal underneath my eyes when I'm doing a full face of makeup. So yeah, just going in with a little bit more foundation because I have to put an extra layer where the green concealer is and where the regular concealer is because it's not even my skin tone. Plus, I wanted more coverage in those areas. Then I'm going in with my concealer again to conceal underneath my eyes and a little bit in my T-zone. Blending that in with the pointy end of my Real Techniques sponge. Rapid fire concealer blending. Also, throughout this video, I like try and show you the products I'm using, but I'm still really bad at that. So that was NYX. Yeah, there's a cloud of powder in my face when I open it. So that's why I was making that face. But that's a NYX finishing photogenic finishing powder, setting powder, whatever, finishing powder. And I'm using it with a Real Techniques powder brush. The compact I'm holding is Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I'm just using it as a mirror. I'm not actually putting that on my face right now. So this is just kind of mattifying my foundation a bit, but not too much. That's Milani's Shadow Eye Stick in number 10 Almond Cream. If you like using things like MAC's Painterly Paint Pot as eyeshadow bases and primers, this is a great cruelty-free alternative, and I'm blending that out with a synthetic brush. It's supposed to be crease-proof and wear for 12 hours, which I found to be true. It made my eyeshadow last all day every time that I've used it. So now I'm using an Inglot. Oh my god, I suck at showing the products because my camera doesn't even focus, but whatever, that's another issue. So it's an Inglot eyebrow pencil, and I'm just filling in my brows, which I'm going to go back in and fill in more later because they weren't dark enough for the look. So I'm going in with the pinky crease shade from the Wet n Wild Poster Child palette on the Inglot blending brush. Inglot is a cruelty-free brand. That brush I believe is from real animal hair, so that technically isn't cruelty free, but if I'm going to use one of those brushes, I'd rather it be from a brand that does not test their other products on animals. Then I'm going with the Poster Child palette from Wet n Wild again, and using the yellow shade on the brow bone. And these two colors actually work really nicely with the look that I'm doing because the look is very orange and it made it look like very sunsetty. Um, so yeah, just fixing that up a bit. That's an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, which is really good and it's only $1. Now this is a Rimmel pencil. Um, I'll link it down below what the name is. It's just an orange shade that I'm going to be using as a color base on top of the Milani Shadow Eye Stick that I used to prime. And I'm just wiping that onto that synthetic brush and sweeping it onto the eyelid. Just the lid, because I don't want to cover up the stuff that I did in the crease before. Okay, so this is an Inglot Trio eyeshadow. It is shimmery, and I'll link the name down below. It's the orange one from the Rainbow Palette Collection thing. Now, I'm using the lightest shade and doing it on the inner third of my eye plus the inner corner. Yeah. And that's on the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush again. Then I'm taking the darkest shade and doing the same thing but on the outer third of my eye. Not blending them together because I'm going to put the middle shade in the center of my eyelid. But not even taking it up to the crease, you know, just leaving it on the lid. Then I'm taking Inglot's Duraline. Sorry, can you hear the thunderstorms? So I'm squeezing a drop of it onto my hand and taking a very tiny bit and then dipping it into the center shade in that Inglot shadow and patting it on the lid, and it makes it look so much more metallic and beautiful when the brush is wet with the Duraline. I spent €10 on that. I bought it when I was abroad. I haven't tried this with like eye drops or anything, but I mean, most people use like setting sprays for this. Like they'll use MAC Fix Plus, which I don't recommend because I don't recommend MAC because they're not cruelty free, or they'll use Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray and they'll spray the brush with it. Duraline is cheaper and I love the way it works. As far as getting really cheap with it, you could try eye drops. I'm going to try that in the near future and let you know how it works. So then I'm curling my lashes and I'm using a black gel liner, and there's still a little bit of Duraline on the back of my hand. Since my gel liner, I think I got a dry one or something, I don't know, but if your gel liner is kind of dry, you can use the Duraline. Just don't put it directly, don't try to revive it by mixing Duraline in there. Just dip your brush in the Duraline and then dip it in the gel liner or vice versa. Always using a tray or the back of your hand or something. And I'm using a paintbrush from the craft store to do this. I just find that it works so much easier for me than an angled brush, like the kind of brush that you'd use to do your brows. I feel like that one you can't get as much precision. You can use that one if you're more into like stamping on your eyeliner, which I know a lot of people find easier, but I really prefer to drag my brush and glide the eyeliner on. And the Duraline really helps with that as well. So I'm just getting used to gel liners, so like it really takes me forever. I don't think anybody is really quick with it, to be honest. I'm a lot quicker with liquid, but I don't know, like I just like the way gel liner comes out when you take your time with it, so I've been using it lately. So back in with the Poster Child palette, I love using these shades like as transition colors, like for blending out. See, I'm just putting it underneath my eye, just to kind of match the crease. because they give like a light wash of color. So they're really good for blending other colors out or putting them down as a base transition color type thing. So then I'm just going to match my lid on the lower lash line. So I'm taking the lightest color and putting it on the bottom inner corner. Then I'm taking the middle color, the middle color, and putting it in the middle of the bottom lash line there. I'm just using like a regular angled brush for this. And then I'm taking the darkest color and putting it on the end. And blending it just a little bit. And that's a Julep Kajal eye glider. It's got a black end and a brown end. I'm using the black end. This is the most amazing eyeliner ever. I'll link it down below for sure. Then I'm taking Jordana Best Lash Extreme, and I ended up hating it for my bottom lashes because it was just a bit too juicy. You know what I'm saying? Like too liquidy. So then I took a mascara that's a bit drier, the Collection 5-in-1 Does It All mascara, and I'm doing my bottom lashes. I just hate when my bottom lashes come out like too spidery and like the goopiness of the mascara, like it just attaches itself in clumps to the bottom lashes. Like who likes that? No one. So now I'm just filling in my brows a little bit more because I decided that the eye makeup was way too intense for the thin, skinny brows that I had drawn in. So I'm just going back in with that Inglot pencil. And then I'm using the cap of the pencil, which has a little brush on it, to brush out the inner parts of my brows. So that is a Cargo Push. I made that face because I knew my camera wasn't focusing. It's in the shade, I believe, Laguna. I'll link it down below. But it's a nice orange blush, which goes with my eye makeup. I was running late, so I didn't blend it out super well at all, but that's a Real Techniques blush brush, which is great. So yeah. Oh, and I put on my work shirt, so there's a change. So I'm using the same brush with some bronzer, and I'm kind of squeezing the brush to make it more flat. And using that to like draw on my contour, putting a little bit on my foreheads. I usually put on my foreheads because if the cheek has a strong contour and there's none on the forehead, it tends to look a bit strange. So what am I doing now? Just putting glue on my lashes. I put a little too much there. You could like see the thick white line. The downside of that is you gotta let it wait. You gotta wait longer for the glue to get tacky. So I blew on it for a bit, and then I realized that I put it on the wrong eye, but there was so much glue on there that it didn't matter. I pulled it right off and put it on the other eye. These are lashes. They're Ardell 105 black lashes, and they fan out at the ends a bit, so it matters which eye you put it on because they're smaller in the center, like significantly. I mean, yeah, they're smaller in the inner part significantly. So yeah, there's the eye look. Then I'm going in with Too Faced Melted Liquid Long-Wearing Lipstick in the shade Violet, I believe. And I love this shade. It's more of an orchid. It is just so great with the goldy, orangey eye look. And it really is long wearing. It's a bit drying, but not much. I would like no major complaints there. So I like to layer my lip color on so it stays longer. And then the applicator is a little bit difficult to work with. They advertise it as like, you know, oh, like you don't have to use a brush anymore because the applicator is a brush, but like, no. Like it's not easier to work with, TBH. So those are my lips. Oh, no, I'm not done. All right, and here's my face. And thanks for watching, guys. Off to work now, and I'll definitely see you later. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.